Hi, and welcome back to my Luminosity Yoga channel. And again, we're in another eclipse season this year, and I'd like to invite you to practice with me every few days or so during this eclipse portal. And I'd start off by telling you a few things about what an eclipse is, how often it occurs, and what this one in particular is about. So if you're not interested in that, just fast forward and go to the practice, which is a brief one every time we get together. So eclipses usually happen twice a year. And an eclipse is what happens when a new or a full moon is conjunct, that means together in conjunction, with a lunar node. And lunar node means a node of the moon. A lunar node is a mathematical point in the sky. So it's not an actually celestial body, it's a point, it's an intersection point where the orbital plane of the moon intersects or crosses the orbital plane of the Earth. So you have two orbits that are intersecting, and so you always have two intersection points. And these intersection points are opposite each other in the astrological zodiac, which is the wheel with the different signs. So I will just show you here. We have an image of the zodiac. And here we have the sign of Aries, and opposite is the sign of Libra. And in this current eclipse, that's exactly the axis that we are on. However, this year, 2023, we had a shift on the nodal axis. So we have two eclipses. One is in the springtime here in the northern hemisphere, autumn in the southern hemisphere, respectively. And one is in the northern hemisphere in the autumn right now, or in the southern hemisphere being the springtime, respectively. And since we have a shift in the nodal axis, we happen to have so we have always two eclipses, one on the new moon, one on the full moon in each of these set of eclipses. And one is on the first nodal axis, and the other one is on the second nodal axis. So here in the upcoming eclipse, try to give you an image of that. So we will have the first eclipse will be a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And Libra is at the moment and will be for the next year or so on the south node. And the south node is considered a karmic point in Vedic astrology. It's called Ketu. So that relates to the tail of a dragon. And so it's a karmic point where we get to release things. We get to shed skins and really liberate ourselves from things to do with that particular sign, in this case Libra, so in the sign that a node is in at the time, and also the element that it represents, which is cardinal air. And if you are more versed in astrology, you can also look how that actually relates to the node, the south node, in your personal natal chart, and also how the transits to your personal north node affect that. And then the second eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse, so that will occur on the full moon. So that means the sun and the moon will be opposite, and the moon will be conjunct the north node. So we call that a north node lunar eclipse, and instead of being in the sign of Aries, which would be directly opposite, it's at a slight angle. So it goes back to the previous set of eclipses, and it will be in the sign of Taurus. So that is a fixed earth sign, and here it is about what qualities from this sign are we looking to assimilate, or can we assimilate into our lives. And yeah, as I said, Taurus is fixed earth and Libra is cardinal air. So these are the ideas that we are taking into this particular eclipse portal 2023 in the autumn. And before we get to the exact date of the eclipses, I'd like to start you off with a brief yoga practice. So let's start by sitting down. And the particular transit that I'm looking at today is the 9th of October 2023. And there will be a square, which is an energy that requires action in order to resolve some difficulty or challenge in your life. And the square is between Mars in the sign of Libra. Mars being about how we go into the world, our will, our drive, how we get what we want to get. And it is said to be at home, not in the sign of Libra, but in its opposite, Aries. So Mars in Libra is said to have some difficulties in that sign. We can rather look at it as challenges and see what that quality of Mars and Libra is good for, because it's definitely something that can help you in conflict resolution by being diplomatic and also holding opposite tensions without getting overly emotionally invested. So this is in a square to Pluto, which has been going retrograde and which is about to stop and actually go direct again. Pluto being very, very slow. So at a moment, the feeling of Pluto might be very loud. So when these outer planets stop, Rick Levine always talks about this vibration being as something that's very palpable and can be felt over a longer period of time, because Pluto takes a very, very long time to move even just 1 degree. So now it is about to station in the sign of Capricorn. So I already said, so we have Mars and Libra, which is cardinal air, and then we have a square to that, Pluto and Capricorn, which is cardinal Earth. So cardinal actually means something that's initiating or starting, and in this case starting also this season, both in the northern or southern hemisphere. It's just the opposite season, but it's in an energy that's initiating, that's starting. And Mars and Libra is relating to the kidneys. And the kidneys, in a way, are also related to our ears, in the sense of, are we actually really listening to our energy reservoirs, to how much we have been using and how many resources we have, and are we taking good care of that, or does there need to be some sort of adjustment? And Pluto being in Capricorn, which is Earth, asks us about a very grounded, practical approach here to look at the resources as we go into the season of actually going inwards in order to prepare for the winter, at least in the northern hemisphere. And Pluto also looking at everything that's actually under the Earth. So being in an Earth sign, but looking at everything that is under the surface, and that might actually prevent you from being in your Martian strength and having the resources that you need. So for me, this is very much about looking at one's resources, listening to one's true needs, and letting go of behaviors that don't serve us and that actually leave us disempowered, which is, of course, also a complete kind of, let's say, theme of this nodal axis of that south node in Libra, where we get to release kind of ways of being too accommodating or too willing to compromise ourselves in relationships. Having said all that, I hope some of that resonates with you, and let's start by trying to embody that with a brief yoga practice. And I invite you to sit, if you can, to sit on your heels. And if you can't do that, please just place blocks if you have them, or place pillows, cushions, so you can really sit on your heels, even if there's like let's say a big stash of things here between. And just start by placing your hands here on your knees and just close your eyes for a moment. And regardless of whether you're indoors or outdoors, let's start by connecting with the earth, which is essential for any practice, any spiritual practice. So let's really connect with the elements. And just drop your tailbone and take a moment, just if you can locate your perineum, to draw that in and up. And otherwise, just draw in your pelvic floor. And as if you're like wanting to hold whatever you can grab down there, just hold that for a second and then release that on your exhale. Just by that, releasing the tailbone and finding the connection to the earth. And if you are a visual type, you can imagine a root growing down, any kind of image that will help you to connect to the earth. And otherwise, just really important to feel the breath at the perineum, between your sexual organs and your anus. And then on your inhale, allow yourself to receive energy from the earth underneath you and flow up the spine like a fresh start. And on the exhale, release stress, tension, energies of others. And just repeat that a few times in your own rhythm, and just really building the momentum of your breathing, deepening, extending your breath. Inhaling up to the crown, into the arms and legs, and then exhaling everything down. At the end of the exhale, gently pull the pelvic floor in and up. Releasing on the inhale. Finding length in the spine, dropping the chin, and then exhaling everything down again. 3 more times. And on your next inhale, just find a connection to the sky and exhale through the crown of the head. Take a few deep in and exhales here. And allowing the energy, the wisdom of the universe to inform your practice, connection to your spirit guides. You can ask them to join you and thank them for being here. And then bring the next exhale all the way back down into the earth again. And at the end of the exhale, pull the belly and pelvic floor gently in and up. Open your eyes, bring your arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. 2 more times. Deep inhale, arms up. Opening our hearts to the sky. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. And 1 more time, deep inhale. And exhale, hands in front of the heart. We start with 3 rounds of Om. Take a deep exhale. And inhale. Connecting to the spirits of where you are, the location of where you are. Take another deep inhale. Connecting to your own spirit guides, thanking them for being there. connecting to yourself and thanking yourself for being here. And then bring your head towards your heart and set an intention for the practice. And I suggest that idea of really listening to your needs and releasing where you have been compromising your needs, releasing those attitudes or behaviors. So bring that into the body with your breath or find your own intention. And rub your hands together. And then just draw a line from your belly button around you, and just above that line you find your kidneys. And then just take your fist and rub your kidneys, give them a good rub, stimulate your kidneys, reminding yourself, yeah, this is where your vital force is stored. One of them is pre-heaven chi, is like your ancestral, your DNA resources of energy, and the other one is post-heaven chi, so it's energy that you can actually refill, and you're responsible for how you're actually dealing with that energy, whether you're looking after that or not. And yoga is a practice that helps you build post-heaven chi. Okay, then inhale. Just confront so we can get to release the feet for a moment, tuck the toes under, and then inhale, bring the heart forward, and exhale, just rounding the back. We just do that 3 times. Inhale, just lengthen your feet, and exhale, tuck the toes under, releasing the head. And again, so we really breathe here into the spine, inhaling here, and exhaling. And then we're going to sit back again. So as I said, you can choose to sit on blankets, pillows, also on blocks, if that actually helps you. And since Capricorn and Pluto and Capricorn is also related to the root chakra and also to the anal canal together with Pluto, so in medical astrology, we're going to do something to strengthen that connection. And we're going to interlace the fingers, bring the thumbs on top of each other, so index finger is straight, bring the arms up, and then on the inhale we pull the pelvic floor in and up, and exhale, release. And if you like, you can internally say Sat and Nam, or just inhale and exhale. Or you can also choose to say let go, let go. So just do that a few more times, inhaling, exhaling, release. Pull the pelvic floor and the perineum in and up. It's called Muladhana Bandha. It's the root lock, Uddiyana Bandha, pelvic floor lock. 3 more times. And release. And then just come front again on all fours. Inhale, bring your knee to the nose, right knee to the nose. Exhale, just leg back. Inhale, bring the knee to the nose. Exhale, bring the leg back and stretch it out. And then inhale, step the right foot between your hands. And then on your exhale, just bring the left leg back to the extent that feels okay for your groins. Again, you can place your hands on blocks. And breathing deeply here. Inhaling up to the crown of the head and exhaling down into the pelvis. Breathing deeply here. And you can move also in the pelvis. So Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn can be quite, let's say, stiff or holding on, can be dry, can impact our synovial fluid, our joint fluid. So it might be good to just move a little bit. And every time it gets too much for your groin, you just back up, back out, and back. And then you can come back in. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And we're just going to step back, so tuck the back foot under into what's called downward facing dog. And you can just move a little bit here. Inhale, coming on the toes, exhale, bending one knee, other heel to the ground. Inhale, coming into plank, exhale, bringing your knees on the floor. And we do the other side. Inhale, left knee to the nose, exhale, swinging leg back. Inhale, knee to the nose, exhale, extend the leg. And last time, inhale, step the foot through in between your hands and just move your right knee back and make sure your feet are hip width distance apart. And just stay here again. Hands you can place them on fists. Just make sure that your thumbs are inside or just front and elbows are facing each other. So avoid overextending your joints. Just really make sure you lift up and out of your ankle. And you can move a little bit here if that feels good and that feels available to you. Inhale to the crown, exhale down into the pelvis. Then stepping back into downward facing dog. And then just walk back. Allow yourself to hang, bend your knees as much as you need to. And release again. Like I say, be very gentle with the lower back, just releasing any stress and tension. You can pucker your lips and just go shake everything out. And then very slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. And then you can grab your right ankle. So I'm just going to turn to the side again. So we're going to work with the drishti. Drishti is actually where you're looking at. So look at something that is actually straight ahead of you at the same level of your eyes. And you can bring your left hand to your hips. And with your right hand, you're just going to grab your right foot. And we're stretching here that that thigh of your right leg. And you can move here, you can move your ankle, you can turn the ankle, you can place one hand onto a wall, whatever works for you. Again, this is about enjoying and tuning in with the transit. You're not competing, you're not trying to force yourself into anything. Just enjoy that posture. And keep a steady gaze. So that means you can actually, your peripheral vision, you can see the rest of the space. And then you release. And switch to the other side. So just take the other leg. Again, you can rotate the ankle. Breathing deeply and keeping the drishti at one point. Keep breathing and let your eyes breathe. Allow your eyes to breathe. Stand straight here, feeling the connection to the ground through the foot. Very good. And releasing. And you can take a moment just to here take care of your toes and just move them, bend them, also the little toe. And then we go back to the first side and we go into what's called the dancer. So since we have Mars in the sign of Libra, Libra is about dancing and the arts. So let's actually go into the dance. So that's how we're going to go forward. So we're going to grab the right ankle. We're bringing the left arm up, and you can grab thumb and index finger, and very gently. So first, let's just really move the heel back, and then you can allow your body. And if this is already enough, you just stay here. And if you want to go a little bit forward and really open the heart, and just do that, and just enjoy that. Really enjoy the posture, enjoy the wobbling, let me know. And then come out of it when you're ready. Show your shoulders, and then we're going to change sides. We're going to do the other side. So you're just going to grab the left ankle, bring the right arm up. And again, maybe this is already enough, or you just try to move the heel a little bit away from you. And again, just play with your drishti. So just really allowing your eyes to breathe and stay in one spot. Lift your heart. Enjoy the wobbling. Breathe deeply. And that's the idea of the square. There might be some wobbling, there might be some needing to readjust, but that's fine. That's part of that square, of that tension, and release. Very good. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, coming into forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Step back into what is called a plank position. Feet hip width distance. Just bring your shoulders above your hands. And then again, we're just going to bring the knees on the ground and sit back. And this time find a comfortable seated posture. Allowing your breath to return to a normal pace. Connecting with the earth underneath you. Just sensing the vitalness. And allowing everything to ground naturally. It's very important before you leave and walk off into the rest of your day. Just allow everything to return to the earth. And then sense your breath without changing it, without judging it, just physically feeling the breath. And then think about something you're thankful in your life. Bring one hand under the belly, the other one onto the center of your heart. And just feel that gratitude in your body. And let that feeling spread across your whole body. And if it's difficult for you to feel that gratitude, just imagine it's someone you truly love, that you wish them to be very happy, that you wish them to be happy and healthy. And just feel that in your body. Then bring your hands together in front of your heart. We close with one round of Om. Take a deep exhale. And inhale. we're dedicating the merits of our practice, so the energy we've created, to all beings without one exception. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you wish to get in touch with me, to book your personal astrology or astrology yoga session, please do so via YouTube or my website. You'll find a link here in the show notes. And I look forward to keep practicing with you throughout the eclipse season. So stay tuned and subscribe, like, and share the videos. I look forward to your comments too. Namaste.